Sometimes the smallest act of kindness changes your entire life. For me, it was handing someone an umbrella in the rain. Her name was Jordan. She smiled, said thank you, and walked away. I thought that was the end. But she came back the next day. And the next. And now I'm in love with someone who's leaving in 6 months. And I don't know what to do. The rain hasn't stopped for 3 days straight. I notice everything in this coffee shop. The way the rain sounds different when it hits the metal awning versus the concrete sidewalk. How customers always shake their umbrellas exactly twice before walking inside. Never once, never 3 times. Always twice. I even notice how my espresso machine makes different sounds depending on how humid the air is. I'm Riley, and I've owned this small coffee shop in Seattle for 4 years now. I know every corner of this place better than I know myself. Every scratch on the wooden counter. Every squeak in the floorboards. Every rhythm and pattern of this space that I built from nothing. And I know Jordan. Not that she knows I know her. Not the way I do. Jordan sits at the corner table near the window. She's been coming here 4 days this week. Actually, she's been coming here for weeks now. Ever since that rainy day in November when everything changed. She orders the same thing every single time, an Americano with room for cream. She stays for exactly 2 hours, not a minute more, not a minute less. I watch her grade papers with a red pen. She's a teacher at Roosevelt High School. I know this because she mentioned it once while paying for her coffee. She's methodical when she grades. She reads each page carefully, pauses, writes something, then moves to the next one. She never rushes. I've actually timed her without meaning to, 43 seconds on average per page. Maybe she knows I watch her. Maybe she doesn't. I honestly can't tell. This whole thing started 5 weeks ago with an umbrella. Just a simple black umbrella that I kept behind the counter for emergencies. It was pouring that day, the kind of rain that comes down sideways and soaks you in seconds. Jordan was standing outside my shop, completely drenched. Her jacket was dripping wet. She clearly hadn't checked the weather forecast that morning. I grabbed the spare umbrella without thinking. Walked outside and handed it to her. She tried to say no. "I can't take this," she said, water dripping from her hair. "Please just take it," I insisted. "I have another one." She looked at me for a moment, then accepted it. "Thank you. Really. I'll bring it back." "No rush," I said, already getting wet myself. That should have been the end of it. A simple act of kindness between strangers. But Jordan came back the next day. She returned the umbrella, clean and dry. Then she ordered a coffee. She thanked me again, and her smile was genuine, careful, but genuine. She stayed for an hour that day. Then she came back again the next day. And the day after that. Now it's early December, and Jordan is here 5 days a week. The coffee shop smells like cinnamon and wet wool from everyone's rain-soaked coats. We talk sometimes, small conversations while I make her drink. Brief comments when I wipe down tables near where she sits. Nothing deep. Nothing that would explain why I've memorized that she uses exactly 2 small cups of cream in her coffee. Why I notice when she's running a few minutes late. Why the entire coffee shop feels different on days when she doesn't come in. Here's the thing Jordan doesn't know. I own this place. She thinks I just work here, that I'm an employee. I've never corrected her. It seemed easier that way. Less complicated. But now nothing feels easy because Jordan is temporary. Last week, while she was paying, she mentioned casually that she has a 1-year teaching contract at Roosevelt High School. It ends in June. 6.5 months from now. Then she's leaving Seattle, going back to wherever she came from. She didn't say where. I didn't ask, but I should have. The espresso machine hisses, pulling me back to the present moment. I have 2 drinks waiting to be made. I pull the shots on autopilot, my hands moving through motions I've done thousands of times. Steam rises from the milk. The shop is warm and busy with the lunch crowd. Jordan's wet jacket hangs over the back of her chair, drying. She's wearing a gray sweater today. She always wears gray on Thursdays. I notice too much. And none of it matters because in 6.5 months she'll be gone. I finish making her Americano and walk it over to her table. I set it down without saying anything. She looks up from her papers and smiles. Thank you, Riley. The way she says my name makes my heart beat faster. You're welcome. She goes back to grading. Her red pen moves across the page in that careful way she has. 43 seconds, like clockwork. I watch for just a moment too long, then force myself to return to the counter. The rain continues outside, steady and relentless. 6.5 months. That's all the time I have. Time to keep doing exactly what I'm doing. Making coffee, wiping tables, pretending this is just normal customer service. Pretending I don't count the minutes until she walks through that door each morning. Pretending her absence on weekends doesn't feel like something important is missing. 6.5 months until Jordan leaves Seattle forever. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do about any of it. This coffee shop was supposed to save me. That was the plan 4 years ago when my life was falling apart. I had been working a corporate job that was slowly destroying me from the inside. 70-hour weeks that I called ambition, but was really just fear of stopping. Fear of feeling. A relationship ended because I was never home, never present, always working. My brother finally sat me down one night and said, "Riley, you're disappearing. You're still here, but you're not really here anymore." That's when I knew something had to change. I bought this coffee shop from an owner who wanted out quickly. It's small, cozy in the Capitol Hill neighborhood. Exposed brick walls, mismatched furniture that I collected from thrift stores, bookshelves lining one wall filled with books customers can read while they drink their coffee. The previous owner sold it cheap because the equipment was old and it needed work. I had some savings and a business plan I'd written during countless sleepless nights. The math barely worked, but it worked. I signed the papers and suddenly owned a coffee shop without really knowing how to run one. I learned everything the hard way. How to fix the temperamental espresso machine when it breaks down at the worst possible moment. How to manage inventory so we never run out of the popular items. How to smile at customers even when the coffee bean distributor messes up my order. How to make a space feel welcoming and warm when I didn't even know how to make my own apartment feel like home. Slowly, the coffee shop became everything to me. It became more than home. It became my entire world. I arrive before dawn to do prep work, check inventory, and clean the equipment properly. I stay hours after closing to do the books, plan next week's specials, and fix whatever broke that day. My apartment is 10 blocks away. I sleep there sometimes, but not often. I went to a therapist twice, and she said I was substituting professional achievement for personal connection. I never went back because she was right, and I didn't want to hear it. The coffee shop doesn't judge me. It doesn't leave. It doesn't require me to be vulnerable or open or any of those terrifying things. I pour everything I have into this business, and it gives back. Loyal customers, decent profit, a space that finally feels like it's mine. It was enough. It really was enough for 4 whole years. Then Jordan walked in, soaking wet from the rain, and I handed her an umbrella without thinking twice. Now nothing feels the same. I don't understand what changed. Jordan is just one customer out of 50 regulars who come here daily. She orders coffee, sits quietly, grades her students' papers, and leaves. She's polite and undemanding. She tips well, always 20%, always cash, always rounded up to the nearest dollar. But I've started noticing things I shouldn't notice. The way she holds her pen with a loose grip, making confident strokes across the page. The way she reads each student's work like it genuinely matters, even the assignments that were clearly rushed the night before. The way she stretches her neck every 20 minutes, always the same motion, tilting left then right. The way she smiles at me when I bring her coffee. It's not the customer service smile I give to everyone else. It's something warmer, something that lasts 3 full seconds longer than necessary. The way the entire coffee shop feels hollow and empty on days she doesn't come in. I tell myself it's just because she's consistent. Regular customers are good for business. But I don't notice when Tom, my 10-year regular who orders black coffee every single morning, skips a day. I don't memorize the details of Maria's routine, even though she's been coming here since I first opened. Just Jordan. Only Jordan. And it's becoming a real problem because I'm terrible at this, at connecting with people, at anything beyond the safe boundaries of customer service. I can make small talk for 3 minutes while I steam milk. I can recommend pastries. I can remember everyone's drink orders and birthdays and ask about their sick pets. But actual connection? The kind that requires letting someone truly see you? Not just the competent coffee shop owner, but the real person underneath who doesn't know how to exist outside of work schedules and profit margins? I have no idea how to do that. And even if I did, Jordan is temporary. 6.5 months, then she's gone. She's been in Seattle since August. 1 academic year covering a maternity leave at Roosevelt High School. When June comes, she'll leave. So whatever this is, this noticing, this feeling, this way the coffee shop atmosphere changes when she walks in, it can't matter. I won't let it matter. I wipe down the counter, even though it's already clean. The morning rush is over. Jordan is still at her corner table. She started bringing her own travel mug this week. Dark blue ceramic with a chip on the rim. I still make her drink exactly the same way. Americano, room for cream. She adds the cream herself. 2 small cups, never sugar. I notice these things, and I desperately need to stop. The espresso machine needs descaling. The bathroom door sticks. I have a business to run. That's what matters. Not the careful way Jordan writes comments on her students' papers. Not the way she quietly mouths words while she reads. Not the fact that she's leaving in 6.5 months, and I'm already counting down. I'm good at running this coffee shop. I'm good at routines and systems. I'm good at keeping everything contained and manageable and safe. I'm not good at whatever this feeling is that won't leave me alone. It happens on a Thursday morning. Jordan walks in earlier than usual, 7:47 instead of her normal 8:15. Her jacket is damp, and her hair is pulled back in a ponytail, wet at the ends. She's carrying a canvas bag that's overflowing with folders and papers. Rough morning. I ask while I start making her Americano without her having to order. She laughs, but it sounds tired. Parent-teacher conferences tonight. I'm drowning in progress reports that need to be finished. Sounds fun. So much fun, she says with obvious sarcasm. Then she pauses. Actually, do you have an outlet where I could plug in my laptop? I need to print these at school later, but I should probably proofread them first. Caffeine might help me catch all the typos. I nod toward her usual corner table. There's an outlet by the bookshelf. You're all set. Thank you so much. She pays, leaves her standard 20% tip, takes her Americano, and settles into her spot. I watch her set everything up, laptop, papers, red pen arranged just so. She works steadily for over an hour. I can't help noticing how she types something, deletes it, types it again. How she stops every 10 minutes to sip her coffee, even though it must be cold by now. How she doesn't look up once, completely focused. The morning rush builds and pulls my attention away. Regulars, tourists, online orders for delivery. The espresso machine runs hot and fast. I pull shots on autopilot, steam milk, call out names. The coffee shop fills with noise and energy and the familiar chaos I can handle. By 9:30, things quiet down again. Jordan is still at her table, but now she's just staring at her closed laptop like it personally insulted her. I shouldn't go over there. I have prep work. The dishwasher needs to be unloaded. But my feet carry me across the shop with the coffee pot in my hand anyway. Refill? I offer. She looks up at me. God, yes. Please. I pour fresh coffee into her mug. She wraps both hands around it even though the shop is warm. The old radiator has been running high all week. You okay? I hear myself ask. I'm fine. It's an automatic response. Then she sighs. No, actually, I'm frustrated. I wrote this whole thing. Feedback for a student who's genuinely brilliant but refuses to try. And every version I write sounds condescending. I can't figure out how to say it without sounding like a jerk. Maybe it's not about the words, I say. What do you mean? Maybe you can't write it without it sounding that way because it's just a hard thing to say. I refill the small cream containers on her table. Some truths don't land gently no matter how carefully you phrase them. Jordan looks at me. Really looks at me. 3 seconds. 5 seconds. Long enough that I feel it. That's actually really helpful, she finally says. I have my moments. She smiles. It's different from her usual smile, less careful, more genuine. You're good at this. At coffee? I joke. At people. She gestures vaguely around the shop. You always know what to say. I've been watching. You do it with everyone. The guy who comes in and complains about his commute every day. The woman who takes 10 minutes to decide between tea and coffee. The college kid who sits here for 4 hours nursing one drink. You just know how to connect with people. I don't know what to do with that observation. It's just customer service. It's more than that, Jordan insists quietly. The door chimes. Another customer walks in. I have to go take their order. I should get back to work, I say. Yeah, of course. Go. Jordan picks up her red pen. Thanks for the coffee. And the advice. I nod and walk back to the counter. I take the next order, make the next drink, smile at the next customer. Everything normal. Everything routine. But something feels different. Like a puzzle piece clicking into place that I didn't know was missing. Jordan stays until noon. When she finally packs up to leave, she stops at the counter where I'm wiping down the espresso machine. Hey, do you work tomorrow? She asks. I'm here every day, I say. Then realize how that sounds. But yes. Good. She adjusts her heavy bag on her shoulder. I'll probably need more coffee tomorrow. And possibly more pep talks about parent-teacher conferences. I'll prepare my best material, I tell her. She laughs, a real laugh that makes her whole face light up. Then she leaves, the door chiming behind her. I clear her table a few minutes later. She forgot her stack of progress reports, left them sitting next to her empty mug. I recognize her handwriting from watching her grade so many papers. Neat, specific, patient. I set the papers aside carefully behind the counter. She'll come back for them. I know she will. And standing there holding Jordan's forgotten papers, I realize something that terrifies me. I want her to come back. Not just as a customer. Not just as part of my daily routine. I want Jordan to come back because I don't know what this coffee shop feels like without her anymore. I don't know what I feel like without her here. 6.5 months. That's all the time I have. And for the first time in 4 years, I want something more than I want this coffee shop to succeed. I want to know what happens next with Jordan. The realization should scare me into retreating back into safety. Instead, it feels like I've been holding my breath underwater for years, and I'm finally coming up for air. Necessary. Inevitable. Dangerous. Jordan comes back for her papers 20 minutes before I'm supposed to close. She rushes in, breathless and flushed from the cold. I'm so sorry, she says immediately. I got halfway home and panicked. Please tell me you still have them. I pull the stack of progress reports from their safe place under the counter. Right here. You're a lifesaver. She takes them from me, clutching them like they're precious. I don't know what I would have done. Probably rewritten everything at midnight while crying. That sounds dramatic, I say with a small smile. You don't know me very well yet. She stops, seems to realize what she just said. I mean, not that you need to know me. I just meant. I know what you meant, I interrupt gently. The coffee shop is empty except for us. Just the sound of December rain against the windows and the low hum of the refrigerator in the back. I should be cleaning the espresso machine, counting the cash drawer, doing all my closing tasks. I don't move. Do you ever stop working? Jordan asks, watching me. Eventually. When's eventually? When everything's done. And when is everything done? I don't have an answer for that. The truth is, everything is never done. There's always another task, another problem to solve, another improvement to make. The work never ends because I never let it end. Jordan watches me with that patient expression she has. That teacher look, like she's waiting for me to figure out the answer myself. You think I work too much, I say. It's not a question. I think you work exactly as much as someone works when they love what they do. She shifts the papers in her arms. which isn't a bad thing. Just an observation. You observe a lot. Occupational hazard. She smiles. I spend all day watching 17-year-olds try to hide that they're texting under their desks. You develop a certain awareness of people. And what do you observe about me? The question surprises us both. Jordan considers it seriously, takes her time answering. You're here every day. Early morning, late night. You know every single customer's order by heart. You notice when someone's having a bad day. You fix that wobbly table by the window without anyone asking. You care about this place like. She stops. Like what? Like it's yours, she finishes quietly. My heart does something complicated. Skips, races, stops. It is mine. Jordan blinks. What? The coffee shop. I own it. Silence. I count the seconds. 3, 5, 7. Oh. Jordan's expression shifts as she processes this new information. You never said. You never asked. I just assumed. She gestures vaguely at everything. You're always working. Making drinks, cleaning, managing everything. I thought you were the manager, maybe. But the owner? She shakes her head slowly. Wow. For years now, I confirm. That's impressive. That explains a lot, actually. Does it? The way you move through this space. Like you know where everything is without looking. Like the coffee shop breathes and you breathe with it. She pauses, looking slightly embarrassed. That sounded less weird in my head. It didn't sound weird, I say honestly. No. The rain picks up outside, harder now. Steady drumming against the glass windows. Jordan shifts her weight, adjusting her grip on the stack of papers. I should let you close up, she says. You should, I agree. Neither of us moves toward the door. Jordan. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say. Something about tomorrow. About coffee. About anything that would make her stay just 5 more minutes. But what comes out is, you forgot your mug earlier. The blue one. Oh God. She looks genuinely embarrassed now. I keep doing that. Leaving things behind. I'm so scattered lately. I'll set it aside for tomorrow. Tomorrow, she repeats, like she's confirming something. You'll be here, right? I ask, even though I already know the answer. Yeah, I'll be here. Something passes between us in that moment. Unspoken but clear. An acknowledgement of something neither of us is quite ready to name. Jordan finally moves toward the door. Good night, Riley. Good night. She opens her umbrella, not the black one I gave her weeks ago, but a new navy blue one, and walks out into the rain. I watch through the window until she disappears around the corner. Then I stand there longer than I should, staring at the empty space where she was just standing. Finally, I lock the door, turn off most of the lights, and start my closing routine. Clean the espresso machine. Count the register. Wipe down all the tables. Put chairs up. Check inventory. But the whole time, I'm thinking about how Jordan said, you don't know me very well yet. Yet. Like there's time. Like we have a future that extends beyond these brief daily interactions. We don't have much time. 6.5 months and getting shorter every single day. Every morning that passes is one less morning. Every Thursday in a gray sweater is one closer to the last one. I should be grateful for what I have, that Jordan comes in at all, that I get these small moments of connection, that her smile lasts 3 seconds longer than a normal customer's smile. I should stop wanting more. But when I finally leave the coffee shop, locking it behind me and walking into the cold December night, all I can think about is tomorrow. Whether Jordan will bring that blue-chipped mug. What else she might forget and leave behind for me to keep safe. And whether 6.5 months might somehow, impossibly be enough. Jordan brings the mug. Friday morning, 8:03. She walks through the door shaking rain from her hair, holding that chipped blue mug. I figured I should actually use this, she says, since I keep forgetting it here anyway. I take the mug from her hands. Our fingers almost touch. Almost. Americano, room for cream, I say. You know my order. I know everyone's order. She pays. Tips her usual 20%. But instead of going to her table, she waits at the counter while I make her drink. The coffee shop is filling up with the morning rush, but I'm aware of only Jordan. The way she taps her card against her palm. The way she's wearing gray on a Friday instead of Thursday. I pour the Americano into her blue mug and hand it to her. This time our fingers do brush. Thanks, Riley. It's the first time she said my name. Before, I was just you or nothing. But now I'm Riley, and it sounds different in her voice. You're welcome. She doesn't leave. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why didn't you tell me you own this place? I measure espresso grounds for the next order. Does it matter? I don't know. Does it? I look at her. She's serious, actually wants an answer. It's easier when people think I just work here, I say. Less complicated. Complicated how? People treat you differently when they know. They want favors, special treatment, free coffee. I pull a shot of espresso. Or they ask questions about money and success. It gets exhausting. I wouldn't do that, Jordan says quietly. I believe you. Then why not tell me? Because you're temporary. Because it felt safer to keep distance. Because I was already noticing too much. What I say is, I honestly don't know. Jordan studies me with that teacher look that sees everything. Well, she finally says, I'm glad I know now. It makes sense. You in this place. What makes sense? The way you are here. Like it's not just a job. Like you built something that matters. She pauses. I get that. Teaching feels like that sometimes. The moments when a student finally understands something they've been struggling with. Those moments make everything else worth it. I don't know what to say. So I just nod. Anyway, Jordan says, I should let you work. But can I ask one more thing? Go ahead. Do you do anything besides work? The question surprises me. What? Like hobbies? Things you do when you're not here. I'm always here. Exactly. She smiles gently. So if you weren't here, what would you be doing? I think about it. Come up empty. I don't know. You don't know what you'd do if you had free time? I don't have free time. But if you did? I don't. Jordan laughs softly. Okay, different question. When was the last time you did something just because you wanted to? Not for the cafe, not for work. Just for you. I can't remember. Literally cannot remember. She sees it on my face. That's what I thought. Is this a teacher intervention? Maybe. She shifts her bag. Look, I know we don't know each other well, but I've been watching you work yourself into the ground. And I just think you deserve to exist outside these walls sometimes. That's all. Someone behind her clears their throat. The line is building. I should go, Jordan says. But think about it, okay? What you'd do if you had time. She leaves before I can respond. I stand at the espresso machine thinking about her question. What would I do? I don't know. I've forgotten how to be a person outside this coffee shop. But watching Jordan settle at her table, I realize something terrifying. I want to find out. And I want to find out with her. It starts small. Monday, Jordan stays past her usual 2 hours. When I bring her a refill she didn't ask for, she looks surprised. On the house, I say. You don't have to. I know. She smiles and goes back to grading. Wednesday, I'm wiping tables near her when she laughs at something. Student compared Romeo and Juliet to a zombie movie, she says. Poor decisions and unnecessary death. Accurate, I say. Right. She grins. I don't plan to sit down. But I do. The cafe is quiet, mid-afternoon lull. Jordan talks about her students like they're people she genuinely cares about. There's this girl, she says. Brilliant writer, but won't share her work. I know she's capable of more. What do you do? Keep showing up. Keep creating space for her to be brave. She taps her pen. That's all teaching is really. Creating space. The rest is up to them. Sounds lonely. It can be. She looks at me. But when they trust you enough to try, those moments make it worth it. I should go back to work. But Jordan's looking at me like I'm someone worth talking to. You're good at what you do, I tell her. So are you. Making coffee isn't shaping minds. No, Jordan says. But it's creating space too. You built this place where people feel safe and comfortable. That matters, Riley. That's rare. I don't know what to do with that. Thank you. I mean it. The moment stretches too long. Jordan breaks it. Hey, weird question. Do you like books? I gesture at the bookshelf. I have a wall of them. I meant, do you read for fun? Sometimes. When I have time. So never. She laughs. There's this reading at Elliott Bay Bookstore on Saturday. Local author. Would you want to come with me? My heart races. Like two people who appreciate books going to hear one, Jordan says quickly. I thought you might enjoy it. And I'd like the company. I should say no. Make an excuse about work. What comes out is, what time? 7. We could meet there. Or, she hesitates. We could grab dinner first? That Thai place on Pike? But just the reading is fine too. Dinner sounds good. Jordan's face lights up. Yeah. Okay. Great. 6 at the restaurant. 6 works. I stand up before I say something stupid. I should. I gesture at the counter. Of course. I make it 3 steps before she calls my name. Riley. I turn. I'm glad you said yes. Me too. Saturday comes wrapped in rain and nerves. I change clothes 3 times. Settle on dark jeans and a clean sweater. Actually style my hair. I look like someone going on a date. This isn't a date. Except it feels like one when I see Jordan at the restaurant wearing a navy blue dress. She never wears dresses to the cafe. Hi, she says, smiling nervously. Hi. We sit. Order. The conversation flows: books, places we've lived, Seattle weather. Jordan's from Portland. Moved around for teaching jobs. Seattle was supposed to be temporary. Do you ever stay anywhere long-term? I ask. Haven't yet. She tears her bread. I keep thinking I'll find a place that feels like home. But I'm good at temporary. Less complicated. Sounds lonely. Sometimes, she admits. But safe. I can't get hurt if I don't stay. I understand that too well. After dinner, we walk to the bookstore. The reading is crowded. We find seats in back. Jordan sits close. Our shoulders touch. The author reads. I should listen. Instead, I'm aware of every point of contact. Her shoulder against mine. Her hand on the armrest inches from mine. Afterward, we walk. The rain is just mist now. Pike Place is quiet. Thank you for coming, Jordan says. I know you're busy. I'm glad I did. Yeah. We stop near the waterfront. City lights on dark water. Jordan turns to face me. Can I tell you something? Okay. I've been coming to your cafe for weeks. At first it was just convenient. But then, she pauses. Then it became about you. My heart stops. I started showing up because I wanted to see you, she continues. Wanted to hear you talk about coffee and customers. Watch how you move through that space. How you're kind without performing. How you notice everything. Jordan, I know you're busy. I know I'm leaving in June. She takes a breath. But I couldn't not tell you. You matter to me. I should think. Should consider the countdown. 6 months, then she's gone. Instead, I kiss her. Or she kisses me. It's simultaneous. Her mouth is soft, tentative, then sure. Her hand cups my jaw carefully. I step closer and she makes a small sound, surprised, pleased. The world narrows. Just her warmth, the rain, the way she tastes like wine. We break apart, both breathing hard. Sorry, Jordan says. I should have asked. I kiss her again. Longer, slower, memorizing this. When we stop, she's smiling. So that happened, she says. Yeah. Thoughts. Good thoughts. She laughs. I've wanted to do that for weeks. Me too. Really? We stand in the rain, foreheads touching. Jordan pulls back slightly. What now? I don't know. Honest. I like that. She takes my hand. Can we just see what this is? No pressure. Just us. You leave in June. I know. That's 6 months. I know. She squeezes my hand. But we have 6 months. That's not nothing. It's not enough. Maybe not. But maybe it's something. Looking at Jordan in the rain, holding my hand. Maybe she's right. Okay, I say. Let's see. Jordan kisses me again. 6 months. I can do 6 months. I don't think about what comes after. January is cold. Jordan comes earlier, stays later. We steal moments between customers, quick conversations, brushing hands, long looks. But we're careful. The cafe is public. My staff notices everything. So we stay professional during business hours. Save everything else for after closing, when we kiss against the counter in the empty cafe. It's good. Better than good. Except it's not enough time. The cafe still demands everything. Supplier problems. A burst pipe. A barista quits. I'm covering shifts, handling emergencies, running on 4 hours of sleep. Jordan is patient. Grades papers while I handle crisis after crisis. Doesn't complain when I cancel plans because equipment breaks. Texts goodnight when I'm still working at 11 p.m. But I see it. Her smile not reaching her eyes. Checking her phone more. Staying shorter hours. You're pulling away, I say one night after close. We're doing inventory. I'm not. You are. Jordan sets down her clipboard. You're never available, Riley. I'm here now. You're working. We're always working. When was the last time we just existed together? I try to remember. Can't. Exactly, she says quietly. The cafe needs you, I get that. But I need things too. Like what? Like knowing I matter as much as this place. The words hurt because they're true. You do matter. Do I? Because it looks like you're fitting me into 5-minute gaps. And I'm trying to be patient. But Riley, I'm leaving in 5 months. We don't have time to waste. 5 months. Smaller now. Frightening. I don't know how to be different. I'm not asking you to be different. I'm asking you to be present. I'm trying. Trying isn't the same as doing. She leaves early. Doesn't kiss me goodbye. I finish inventory alone. February is worse. Jordan still comes in, but it's different. Polite distance. She sits at a different table. Stops staying after close. My assistant manager James corners me. You look like hell, he says. Thanks. Whatever's happening with you and the teacher. Fix it or don't. But stop making everyone suffer. He walks away. I look for Jordan. She's at her new table. Can't see the counter from there. That night I sit in the dark, empty cafe. Her old corner table is empty. Has been for days. 5 months left. But if I don't do something now, I won't even have that. Am I brave enough to change? Or will I let fear win again? She stops coming. 3 days. 4. A week. Everything runs the same. Customers, coffee, revenue. All fine. Except the corner table stays empty. Day 9, I text. Are you okay? 3 hours later. I'm fine. Just busy. Can we talk? About what? Us. The dots appear. Disappear. Then, I don't think there's an us anymore, Riley. I read it 5 times. I close the cafe early that night. First time in 4 years. Go home to my cold apartment. I sit in the dark. Jordan's text on my phone screen. I could call. Show up at her place. Force the conversation. Instead I sit, because I don't know what to say. Don't know how to explain that I built walls disguised as coffee counters. That I understand business, but not how to show up for a person. That I'm terrified of wanting something I could lose. Jordan mattered. Still matters. And I pushed her away. The cafe is successful. Everything I wanted. But I built it alone. Made alone noble instead of what it is, safe. My phone buzzes. James, you good? I don't answer. Am I good? The cafe's fine. But I can't remember who I am without it. Jordan asked what I'd do if I had time. I still don't have an answer. But I know what I want. To show up for someone. Be present. Prove I'm capable of more than profit margins and distance. I want Jordan. 4 months left. For months until I lose my chance completely. I don't know if it's enough time. But I have to try. Tomorrow I'll go to her school. Say everything I should have said. Tonight I sit with the hurt. At least hurt means something's still worth fighting for. Roosevelt High School looks big and official in daylight. I feel out of place in the hallway that smells like floor cleaner. A woman stops. Can I help you? I'm looking for Jordan. She teaches English. Ms. Parker. Room 214, second floor. She's in class until 3:15. I check my phone. 2:47. I can wait. She points to a bench. Don't wander. I sit and watch students between classes. So loud. The bell rings at 3:15. Students flood out. Then I see her. Jordan exits with a student, talking and laughing. Then she sees me. She stops, says something to the student who leaves. Jordan walks over slowly. Riley, what are you doing here? I needed to see you. I have a meeting in 20 minutes. I'll be fast. I breathe. I'm sorry. She waits. You were right about everything. I was never present, never made space. I chose the cafe every time and told myself it was responsibility. But it was fear. Fear of what? Of wanting something I could lose. Of needing instead of providing. The words rush out. I spent 4 years hiding in that cafe, building walls. Then you walked in and made me want more. Want to be more. And that terrified me. So you pushed me away. Yes. And I'm here because. I pause. I'm not ready. I'm still terrified. But I want to try. 9 days without you felt longer than 4 years alone. The cafe doesn't feel like home because you're not in it. Silence. For months, Jordan says. That's all that's left. I realize that. Then I leave. So what's the point? Maybe you leave and we end. Maybe we try long distance. Maybe. I step closer. Maybe you don't leave. Her expression shifts. What? You said you keep moving because nowhere feels like home. But maybe you're looking for a place instead of a person. That's not fair. You're right. I'm sorry. You can't just show up and say that. I know. I'm still angry. You should be. She closes her eyes. I don't want to get hurt again. I'll probably hurt you again. I'll mess up. I reach for her hand. She doesn't pull away. But I'm going to try. Really try. Not gaps between work. Actually show up. How do I trust this? Because I closed the cafe early yesterday. First time ever. Because I'm here now instead of working. I squeeze her hand. Because I'm terrified and I came anyway. Jordan looks at our hands. I leave in 4 months. So we have 4 months. That's not much. It's enough to start. She looks up, tears in her eyes. I want to believe you. Then believe me. Please. I kiss her. Quick, desperate. Jordan kisses back. When we break apart, she's crying and smiling. For months, she whispers. For months. If you disappear again, I won't. I promise. She kisses me again. Slower. Surer. For months to prove I'm brave. To build something real instead of safe. To show her home isn't a place. It's choosing each other despite fear. March comes gentler. Jordan returns to the cafe. 3 times a week. Her choice, her boundaries. I'm learning. How to leave at 5 twice a week. Let James close. Silence my phone at dinner. Exist without cataloging what needs doing. It's hard. But Jordan's patient. When I spiral about inventory, she touches my hand, grounds me. The cafe survives. Thrives even. Delegating doesn't mean collapse. It means trust. We talk, really talk. About her students, my dreams, Seattle in spring. About June. We don't avoid it. Can't. The countdown's always there. I applied for a permanent position, Jordan tells me in April. We're at her apartment. At Roosevelt. Posted last week. My heart stops. Yeah. She's nervous. Not guaranteed. 3 other candidates. But I have a chance. You'd stay? I'd stay for you. If you want me to. Jordan. You showed up. Kept showing up. Every promise you kept. Seattle stopped being temporary. You stopped being temporary. I kiss her. She tastes like possibility, like home. I want you to stay, I say. So much. Even if it's complicated. Especially then. She laughs, kisses me again. I love you, she whispers. First time either of us says it. I love you too. June comes. Jordan gets the job. We celebrate at the cafe after close. James brings champagne. About time, he says. Jordan laughs. The cafe still matters. Still takes time and energy. But it's not everything. Jordan is here permanently. Her corner table. Blue mug behind the counter. Red pens in my apartment. Rain continues outside. Constant Seattle rain. I pour Jordan more champagne. She smiles, that 3-second smile. This is home. Not the cafe. Not the walls. This. Her. Us. I'll slip sometimes. Let work creep back. Old habits die slow. But Jordan will be here. And I get to keep trying. Keep choosing her. Home isn't a place you build once. It's a choice you make every day. Worth every moment of fear. Worth everything. Thank you for listening to my story. Jordan taught me that home isn't a place. It's choosing someone every single day, even when you're afraid. If my journey touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe. It helps me share more stories with you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had to choose between safety and love? What did you do? Your stories matter to me. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.